This is Carl with National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Salem Hemisphere travel trailer. And the model number is 19RBHL. Okay? So it has crank down scissor type stabilizers on it. It has a power awning with an LED. This is a how-to video now. This is not a sales video, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? This is the range hood vent here. So over the stove there's a range hood vent, and it's got a fan in it. So if you want to vent to the outside, open this up and let it flap freely like it is. Otherwise you could just snap it shut if you don't want to do that, if you're traveling or in storage, whatever. Okay, you got outside speakers, TV hookup with signal out and power. You have a hitch with this one. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. So we'll show you how that operates when you pick up. You also have a regular 3/4 inch crank here for your stabilizers, and then you have this smaller crank right here. You can see that's for your power tongue jack. If your power tongue jack happens to fail for whatever reason, you can always pull this plug out of the top, put the crank on there and crank it manually. So you can always get hitched and unhitched no matter what. Okay. And then you have docking lights over here. Right up front here. Okay, so you have a deep cycle marine battery right here. You have 2 LP tanks full with automatic changeover regulator. This is your pass-through storage. You get a dump hose with it and a reducer for your 30 amp power cord. You can reduce it down to 20. This is your solar controller for your solar panel. So you can see you've got you're gaining 1.2 amps. As you can see, 13.2 volts DC in the system. Temperature set on Celsius. You can set it on Fahrenheit if you want, but it just goes through the different readouts. The most important ones are obviously how many volts DC are in your system and how much amperage you're gaining from the sun and store it in the battery. So keep that in mind. If you use the app and it ever asks you to update this firmware, always make sure you go ahead with that. So we have a kill switch here. Okay. Alright. So we move farther down the off-door side. You have your 30-foot, 30 amp power cord. You have your dump valves here, black and gray. Now, let's see here. This is your city water hookup right here. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just hook onto your hose onto there and turn it on. If you're camping someplace that doesn't have city water, you can pre-fill your tank by hooking the hose up here. And this is your black tank flush here. So after you dump your black tank, if you leave the black tank valve open, you have to leave it open. You leave it open and then hook the hose on at the dump station on here, turn it on, and you can flush out your black tank, clean off the sensors really well so you get good accurate readings, that sort of thing. Just make sure you leave the valve open when you turn on the water. And this is just a shower here, sprayer. Okay. Park cable and satellite through. It's got a housing for a backup camera. That's a Furion backup camera kit if you're interested. We do sell them here. You can get them elsewhere. Just make sure you get the right kit for that housing. This hookup here is for a telescoping Lippert ladder. It's already got the hookup on it, but If you were to buy the ladder, it's a small package. It just telescopes. It hangs right on there. It makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 60 to 90 days. So make sure you go up there, look around, make sure there's no cracking or separation at any of the sealant. Make sure there's no damage to any of the roofing attachments or roofing material that could be caused by low branches or road debris. You don't know what's happening up there unless you look, so it's important to routinely inspect your roof. It's odds are you don't have to do anything to it for years, but you don't know unless you look. So inspecting is very important, obviously. Furnace vent. This is the water heater. So this one works on both gas and electric. Electric heating element behind this cover here. Gas burner. There's your drain right there. Never run the water heater without water in it, so if you drain it, make sure you fill it back up before you turn it on. I'll show you where the switches are to control the water heater on the inside of the trailer. So we'll go over that when we get inside. There's also a master switch here. If you can see, there's a housing behind, or I mean, there's a heating element behind this housing here, and then you have an on and off rocker switch here too. That controls the electric heating element. Never run that unless you got water in the tank. Okay? Alright. Okay, so let's go inside. So this is your control panel, of course. You have your awning here, power awning. Let's just do this. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. This is for your slide room right here. Lights here. Your water pump here. Remember, the water pumps to pump fresh water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. It's also used to winterize the trailer. Your hot water heater on gas is right here. I showed you the switch in the lower left-hand corner outside for the switch to turn on the electric heating element. You also have tank heaters, so you have a heating pan on each one of your tanks to extend your camping season. It's turned on there. And of course all your levels are there, okay? Now, down here, this is your power converter here. So what this does, it converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged into shore power, you have 120 AC here at these circuit breakers, and they're all labeled here. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side, so you have 12 volt fuses, 12 volt DC fuses, and they're all labeled, okay? So that's where your 12 volt comes from. And also this is a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery up on the tongue has and needs, and as long as you're plugged into shore power, it'll send as many amps necessary to keep it charged. When you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will charge the battery, and when you're plugged in, this power converter charges it, and then your solar panel will charge the battery as it can, depending on the climate, the conditions outside, that sort of thing, okay? Alright, that's the power converter. That's your furnace there. Your refrigerator is a 12 volt DC refrigerator. Runs on 12 volts. Just remember to latch this so it doesn't fly open and get damaged. Your shower, sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This is a GFCI. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through this GFCI here, so if you're using an appliance outside, it pops, you're going to reset it in here, for example, okay? Alright, toilet is typical RV toilet. You need a gallon of water and a dose of chemical to run it. So you have your flush pedal right here. When you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, you come here, you put a dose of chemical in the bowl, then you'll step on this and hold it down. Water will come swirling out, and it'll wash the chemical into the bowl. You stand on that pedal long enough to put at least a gallon of water in the tank below, along with the chemical. You can use more than a gallon of water, just don't use less. If you don't do that, it's considered using it dry. If you use it dry, it'll smell terrible, it'll get clogged up, it'll just be a real mess. So you always want at least a gallon of water and a dose of chemical when you start off. Okay, your range, so your sparker's here, then you have 3 knobs in the oven. I just don't see if, let me set this down for 1 second, please. Okay, so he does not have the gas turned on right now, so you're just going to turn this clockwise to spark it, and you have lights here. You have an ambient light, and then you have an oven light here also. Okay. When you pick up in the, I guess in the morning, we'll show you we'll have the gas turned on and everything for you. Okay. This is your range hood that we talked about. It's got a light on it and a fan. So if you want to vent to the outside, remember to open that baffle out there. The microwave works like any other microwave. Your keys will be hanging right here. I don't see them there yet, but they will be hanging right there. You have a sound bar. So the sound bar has a remote that's right here. Okay. So this plays FM radio, no AM, just FM radio. It has a USB drive here, HDMI in here. It has Bluetooth, if I didn't say that already. It has 2 speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. So it has everything you need and then some. And of course it's wired to your TV set too. Your TV is on a bracket, and you want to always latch. Here's a ripcord to unlatch your TV and pull down on it. So you want to make sure it's latched into place when you're traveling so it doesn't flap around, and then you release it by pulling down on that. Okay. Alright, there's a remote for that also. Okay, some storage under the bed as usual. You have 2 recliners here, plus your table. This is removable, so you don't have to have it sitting there unless you want it there. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector right here. It should always be green like it is. If not, get it serviced. There's also a test button right here you can push, so keep that in mind. Never let it go. I mean, if it's not working, it's not glowing green, get it serviced because it's important, obviousall right. Okay, let's see what else we have here. I think we've pretty much covered it. We have that's the back of your water heater right there, just so you know. That's where your valves are for your bypass valves are for your water heater. Okay, and this packet has all of your literature in it for the different components of the trailer. Alrighty. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I told you about inspecting the roof every 60 to 90 days. You can't see what's happening up there unless you look, so it's important to keep ahead of things. You're just protecting your investment. Odds are you won't have to do anything for years, but you just don't know that. Make sure you take care of that. Right now it's in camping mode, so all the antifreeze has been purged from the system and replaced with fresh water. Your water heater is in camping mode, so the valves are in camping mode, and it's filled with water, so it's all set for the summer. And I think that covers it. Let me look around to make sure I didn't forget anything. No, I think I got it all. There's your smoke alarm, of course. Okay, so we'll see you when you come to pick up, and you can watch the video, go through your trailer, and then you can ask us questions afterward, okay? Thank you.